one of the most annoying things in technology is when big tech does something to abuse its consumers, right? It could be a hardware company, it could be Nvidia, right? Nvidia is actually a pretty good example. They will shit up their new generation and still make it cost quadruple what the previous one came out as. Or in software, arguably even more extensive, when Windows monitors people, or when Facebook monitors people, right? Big tech will do anything to abuse its consumer base, right? Because consumer rights are a joke. And the annoying thing, the really annoying thing about that is when people don't care. That is genuinely one of the most insufferable things to see. Because you think at a point, especially groups like the PC gamer crowd, right? Because they're a little bit more savvy than, your average normie, right? But it's extremely insufferable when they look at this stuff happen, especially if they're more tech savvy, like PC gamers, and they know it's bad, and they do absolutely nothing to stop it. Let me go on to Nvidia, for example. Nvidia has done so much awful stuff in the last few years, especially actually with the 50 series. The 50 series, they went to their record low by by threatening reviewers, right? Withholding the driver. They have this generation in general is just terrible. It's a garbage value. Nobody should ever buy it. And what do gamers do? Fucking nothing. They don't do shit. Nvidia is still like 90% market share. Last I remember, it's something absurd like that. Let me check the Steam hardware survey. Yeah, no, Nvidia's market share is literally, according to Steam, 74%. So 74% of Steam gamers have an Nvidia GPU. Of course, this isn't all exclusive, but still. The vast majority of gamers have an Nvidia GPU. And this is after complaining that Nvidia is doing scummy things. Oh, I wish Nvidia would stop charging an arm and a leg for terrible GPUs. Well, then do something about it. It's one thing to complain, and then another thing to go ahead and consume product. It's genuinely insufferable, because again, you think that these people who, they go through the effort of building their own computer, right? This is just one example. It applies to other things, and especially applies to software as well, but these people go through the effort of building their own computer, and they don't think for 2 seconds about the ramifications of buying an Nvidia GPU, for example. Like, oh yeah, I really don't like Nvidia's anti-consumer behaviors. Let me go ahead and reward them by giving them my money. Like, pick one. Because the publicly traded conglomerate Nvidia only sees dollars, and when you communicate to them by consuming product every new generation, is that you don't give a shit. That is what you tell them when you consume product, even after being verbally saying that what they're doing is bad. It doesn't matter if you still buy that shit. And hardware is a pretty good example of this, but it's also equally insufferable in software. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on software. People will complain about Windows monitoring them, or Adobe literally charging unsubscription fees, which is that's just dystopian as all hell. Or like when video games have DRM in them, that's another evil thing, DRM. They will complain about all that stuff, and they still won't. They still don't care about any free alternatives. Oh, Linux, that's just unusable. Oh, GIMP, that's also unusable. Like, pick one. Pick one. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself if convenience, quote unquote, because I would hardly call Windows arbitrarily changing its UI every other update, or Nvidia's shit being just straight up unusable. I would hardly call that stuff convenient in the first place, but even if it were convenient, at a point you have to weigh whether it's worth it for that so-called convenience to support this shit. Honestly, the red pill, the honest to God red pill I've gotten is that just nobody actually cares for their digital sovereignty. Just nobody at all. The honest to God red pill is that big tech does all this stuff because people give them permission. Big tech does all this stuff because people don't actually, I don't know, they don't do something about it. They don't care. Big tech will spit on them, beat them to death, and they will still consume product. It's actually annoying. Oh man, what's that? Nvidia released a horrible GPU gen that costs an arm and a leg? Well, let me reward them. Oh, what's that? Microsoft's harvesting my data? Well, get my iris color while they're at it. It's actually annoying. It's actually insufferable. Genuinely. I honestly get these companies at times. I really, really do. These people are stupid as shit. They're cattle. They're not doing anything about it. So honestly, I perfectly understand them. It's just annoying as shit. There's no important takeaway from this. This is just screaming into the void about things I find insufferable.